Well, good afternoon and welcome to Bowtie Life. This is Bowtie Dave, and that's the wind blowing a branch in my face. Okay, I'm not going to escape it. Anyway, if you saw the first half of the garden too, you know a lot's going on in the front and side yards this month, and things are growing strong and looking good. And I'm standing behind the blueberries right here, and that's one of the last things I show in the front garden tour, but they are growing. I mean, look at the blueberries on here. These are less developed on the back side here, I think maybe because they're in the shade more, but the front side, they're just starting to flush a little bit blue and looking beautiful. So today though, we're looking at the outer beds, and one of the things going on in the outer beds, if you saw the video, you can barely see up here, there is a new structure out here that we're going to look at briefly in this video, and we'll see the other things that are going on. Not a lot growing yet, but there are a couple of things growing in the outer beds, and we'll take a look at that. Hopefully the bees, can you see the bees over here? So, yeah, right there. Is that them? I think so. They're pretty active today. It's mid 70s right now. It's a beautiful day out here in the panhandle of Florida, and the sky is, there's not a cloud, literally not a cloud in the sky. It is as blue can be, and just a beautiful, beautiful day out here. So we got a lot done, and we're still getting a lot done, but let's go ahead and take a quick look through the outer beds, and we will start as usual with pomegranates and blackberries. Hi, I'm Bowtie Dave. So the pomegranates are doing okay. There's a few flowers left on this one, not as many as I thought there might be, but we are on the fourth of the first four pomegranates. This one right here next to the blackberry arbor has nothing on it. Nothing. It had pomegranates last year, but I just can't see anything on it. As well as this one has a few, and then I take that back. There are a number of them over there on the sunny side. So maybe it's dependent more upon the sun. They're looking good over there. But the pomegranates are out. This closest tree. Oh no, this is the second tree here as well. So in fact, we got some color coming up on pomegranate right in there. So I think we're going to be looking at some pomegranates this year. I did cut these trunks back to a lot fewer trunks. They used to be 30 or 40 trunks. I don't know about that many, maybe a dozen or two. And I've cut them back down to a smaller number of trunks so I can spend more time on making good fruit. You can see that right there. This is kind of golf ball size, looking pretty strong. We'll keep an eye out on those. And then of course the blackberries, there's a mountain mint. Oh, there's a nice little pomegranate starting right there. You can see that container starting to swell up with the seeds. But we do have a few blackberries just starting to develop out here. We have blackberries, we have some buds coming out still. We actually have over here is some beautiful buds that I've just been watching for a few days now. Those are blackberry buds. Here's some actual blackberries starting to form. More buds. So yeah, the blackberries are looking really good. This has not yet been a big producer for us. Still figuring these out, but yeah, we'll get them figured out. And then I do want to point out before I head over past the blueberries, we have 4 cattle panels left. Remember, I bought a dozen of these cattle panels. Well, I've got 4 left. 1 or 2 are going to go on the grape arbor, which is in the side yard, and not sure what I'm going to do with the last 2 yet, but we've got a good supply of them now. Hopefully never have to buy any more of those. This is a chocolate mint right here. One that was back in the cantaloupe bed last season. I had to move it up here to get it out of the way, and you'll see why in just a minute. I have some extra grow bags here that need tending to. I can grow some more stuff in. This is peppermint back over here, and if you followed along at all, you know we've got this persistent Thai plant that I'm gonna do something with here pretty soon. So it's kind of all protected from the sun amongst all this peppermint and the blueberries here and here. Okay, I gotta show the blueberries. Look at these. Just blueberries everywhere. Hoping we can get a good production this year. I can see there's a vine coming up over the fence right there. I do need to get in here and tend to some of these vines and some of the undergrowth underneath here to get more energy into the blueberries. But all kinds of weeds through here. This area came up really strong with whatever this is. So I just asked the Plant Net app, and it says these are some kind of a Biden Alba. So we'll have to get these under control. They do spread fast in subtropical zones like we are, and they are kind of a pretty little flower, make a decent ground cover, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty easy to pull up. So anyway, so let's get on with, well, whatever this thing over here is. And we did a video. You might have seen the video where we put this up together. I can't remember if it's come out yet or not. It takes me a while to edit things. This passage is longer than this passage, which means it's kind of the shape of a European church with the nave and the transept. And the funny thing is, it turns out it's directly pointing east the way it's supposed to. So when we grow cantaloupes on here, we might have to call this the Church-aloupe, because that's what I'm hoping to put on here. And they'll grow better on that end. You can see this area has shades, has a little bit of shade, and I'm hoping you can see all the bee activity here. The bees are going nuts. And I'm standing pretty far back so I don't get hit, but just look at the bees going over there. In fact, earlier in today, they were bearding a little bit on the front of the bricks, but they are all busy, and it is a day for them to be busy. It's beautiful out here. Now, you'll notice there's sand in a wheelbarrow here. This particular sand came from digging out the footings for the arches, and that sand came from digging in the pot to control the invasive sunchokes, as well as that sand. But these are going to be used for the bedding for the cantaloupes that are going to go in here. So we'll see how this goes. We want to make some beds along here. I want to keep it to where the center path is still walkable. You'll notice that the bees have a bee bath right there in the middle, and it doesn't look like it has water in it right now. It did have water. Yeah, it's moist down in there, so it did have water, but I have not come through and debugged this since I made this change. Boy, those bees are going crazy. So the fig trees over here, they are doing fine. This one here is just going crazy. It's right here at the front of the arch here. I probably am, well, I'm supposed to take off some of these lower branches to get it growing up a little bit more. It's gonna fill this area and shade it out. That thorny thing is a dead lemon tree I've got to get cut out. Obvious reasons, there's bees. Oh, the elephant ear over here. I'm gonna see if I can risk getting over here. It had a bloom starting, and it looks like it has spent. I'm getting pretty close to the, well, yeah. Looks like it has spent. I'm getting out of here. There's more coming up in there. That fig tree is looking good. You'll notice there are figs forming in here as well. If you saw the front, I'm a little nervous back here. You saw the front garden tour, you saw we had figs there. We have some growing here too, a number of them. This tree is looking good. I mean, really good. So here's a look at the Church-aloupe from the west, facing directly east. The bees are loving it. They're gonna love when this thing is covered with blooms. There's another, is that a peppermint? I think that may be a peppermint down here. Still don't have the Loquate hedge planted out because the trees are still a little small and we still haven't gotten in here and finished this. Do have zinnias all over here. Now these are zinnias just like the front that I just got dead ones and broke them up and spread them all over the place. There's a whole bunch of them. I put a whole bunch of okay. Yeah. There's a whole bunch. Oh. These bees are active. Anyway, you can see there's a whole bunch of them over there. Zinnias, I put them there nice and close so they'd have something good and close. This lemon tree is gone. All right, calm down. Lemon tree that was here is gone. Pile of wood with vines growing in it. I'm backing off from the bees so they can be happy. This pomegranate is got a few flowers up on the top, but it has got some severe damage down here at the bottom, and I'll be honest, I don't think this is going to make it. There's yellowing of the leaves in here. Yeah, it doesn't look good. We might have to replace this one with a new pomegranate. The ligustrum is looking monstrous, but just beyond the ligustrum is something you haven't seen yet. And we have a new archway. And this is where I would like to grow watermelon this year. So there is a mountain mint up next to the fence over there that's not getting any water, so it looks kind of droopy right now, but this is going to be a really good place, plenty of sun for watermelon to grow up. And of course the tree that we removed with the jasmin. Now the jasmin has no more flowers. I thought these would last a bit longer than that. There's a few little ones left, but the flowers have spent. And so hopefully this thing will start focusing on growing itself and start covering the tree. We'll see how far up the tree it can get. It's about 3 foot up the tree. You can see it's trying to climb up the tree right there. It's trying. So we're going to help it along the way. Past the wood pile that is from that tree. And it is getting very dry. You can see the checking. In fact, you can look down here. The checking down here has gotten really long. So this is almost ready to split. It's looking really good. As soon as we can get that to split, then we'll be looking at moving it out of here and getting some stuff happening. Since the freeze, this is one of the branches that's grown the longest on any of the citrus trees. So it looks really good. This branch back behind over here is the one I cut off. I was hoping for more growth. This was the only thing. You can see there's one there. Oh, there's a little tiny one there. And there's a couple up under. Oh, there is a few under here. So I cut this long thing off and I can see it's dead up to here now. I could probably cut more off of that. But this is the Satsuma Orange tree that went through the Christmas freeze that I am hoping survives. It's looking a little rough around the gills, but certainly gave me a chance to reshape it the way I needed it to fit my garden. We've been in this house 18 months now. This is month 18. The end of this month will mark 18 months since we bought and moved into this house. So I came in here and pulled some of the thicker stuff out of here, the weeds. This is more Egyptian walking onion. This is my backup bed. If something happened in the front, I still got these things going crazy. They're not quite naturalized, but they do have a lot of weeds growing around that are keeping them from developing as much. Dead lemon trees in the back there, of course, and some pomegranates. Now these pomegranates, there's 4 pomegranate trees that I have not touched in here as far as thinning down and cleaning up the bases. And this is one of them. There's another one here and 2 more over there as far over as the compost bin. And they have flowers on them. I kind of want to do an experiment this year and see if the single stem will produce as much as the multi-stem pomegranates. I think they will, but we'll have to see. So yeah, that's one of my very big disappointing lemon trees that died, and then of course these 2 that died, and they are not coming back. They would have been back by now if they were going to come back, but they are definitely not. So decorative grass is long past ready to cut back, break up, and plant in a couple of different places to spread out. The original rosemary plant that came with the property, that needs a severe cutting back. I see a vine back there getting at it that needs to be under control. That has prickers on it, so I need some gloves on for that. Here's a peppermint here. More aloe with a whole bunch of dollarweed growing up it. And spearmint growing here. Another aloe pot here that still needs more cleanup. I've cleaned up a little bit, but not a lot. It does need more cleanup. And then down here next to it, I believe this is a chocolate mint. Maybe, yeah, I see that's my original chocolate mint. And some random pots coming down here to near the end. And we have the Loquate hedge in the form of small plants. And they're actually looking really good. They do need to be potted up, and I've been saying that for weeks. But I need to do it. Need to find time. A lot been going on. I do want to address the compost though. That bin there, all wood chips from the tree across the street. I've been using it, mixing it in with this here. This is my fall compost. This will be getting used next year, this bin. And it is processing now. I'm putting in kitchen scraps in the top, and I'm still adding occasional grass cuttings to it, but this thing is going to settle down to about half of its size. And if you look over here on the first bin, it's got green grass in it. That means this is the new bin. I've already started a new bin because I ran out of room. Now if this thing sinks down far enough, I'll supplement it when we mix it in. But I really was wanting to flip this into here. It didn't happen. I have a feeling that wood chip pile is going to be moving next. So we'll have to see what happens there. And yeah, compost, 3-bin compost system. Not very organized, I know, I'm not. So yeah, that's the outer beds and everything going on in that area. It's not really a lot. The biggest thing I want to address is it's not organized. And now I love watching channels like Garden Answer and another one I'm thinking of, I can't remember who right now, but I look at these beautifully organized gardens and my brain just can't do that. I love seeing it, but I can't do that. However, my brain is comfortable in this, our little mess that's going on here. And yes, I know it looks like a mess some days, but this is really a reflection of my personality. And your garden should reflect your personality. If you want more of a potager garden or a kitchen garden or whatever, you have to figure out what you want and go for it and design your garden around what you want. So my garden is me. It's not even Mrs. Bowtie. Mrs. Bowtie is not a garden person. She's a great cook, let me tell you something, but she is not a garden person. She doesn't want to be out here pulling weeds. And so her area looks a little bit different. And I get to go into her kitchen sometimes, but she likes her kitchen. You guys have seen videos of me in her kitchen on occasion. But anyway, so your garden really should reflect who you are. And my brain is kind of a disorganized brain, I know. But it reflects in the garden, in my garden. So anyway, that's it for the outer garden bed tours. If you're just stumbling along finding our channel, please subscribe. Don't miss anything. We do this every month, at the end of every month, so that I can know what's happening and what happened as I'm going through the year and doing stuff. I can look back on these videos a lot, and I'll be standing in front of a seed rack at the store trying to figure out what was that I grew last year, and I'll be pulling out the video and looking through, because I know what video has that information, and I'll go find out and I'll get the right seed. So yeah, so there's, it's personal purpose for this, but you are invited along. So feel free to follow along, subscribe. If you've already subscribed, appreciate you watching more of our videos, and click the thumbs up if you thought this was entertaining, educational, informational, or just inspiring to get you to go out and do something. Many times I've been inspired to do something because of a video I just saw, and that's very common for me. But anyway, lastly, be sure to share this video on your social media. And yeah, I think that's everything I have to say for the outer garden bed tour. I mean, certainly not like the front and side garden. Front and side garden's going crazy. So be sure and go back and watch that video. I'll leave a link here at the end for that video. But anyway, all that being said, have a blessed day.